beginning of every video is literally just me figuring out my bangs. I can't. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Gabriela. I make videos about fragrance, astrology, self-care, mental health. I do vlogs and whatever. I can't say that in any video. Guys, I always, if you notice, there's usually a cut. And whatever else I feel like talking about. This is Mochi. He's my dog. So if you're on this video, you probably have seen my other fragrance videos. Otherwise, that's very nice that you're just interested in this random person's top 10 wish list. But that's what this video is gonna be today. I thought it would be fun to share with you what fragrances I am just coveting and dying to have right now. But listen, we're in a pandemic. It's not my priority to spend money on fragrance right now. I could make it happen, but you know, gotta put other priorities first, like Mochi. There's really no rush to spend money on these things. Plus, no one else is smelling them except me. So let's dive right into it. This is in no particular order, but this is my current top 10 fragrance wish list. Number one, when I was writing this list down, it should come as no surprise to anyone who's seen my recent videos. It is a perfume by Parfum, and it's called Tomboy Neroli. I love Orange Blossom / Neroli. I love, it's probably my favorite note in fragrance right now. I was a rose lover for years, and now I have moved on strong to Orange Blossom as my favorite note. Tomboy Neroli is just something special. It's the combination of that sort of androgynous / leaning masculine type of vibe that I love in certain perfumes with the note of neroli. And for me, it just smells so good on my skin. It smells like I have spent the day with a beautiful Italian man and we were hugging and such. And so his smell is all over me. And also we were in an orange tree garden. I don't know. It's incredible. I guess I don't need to do reviews of each of these fragrances, but Tomboy Neroli is just, it smells like it was made for me. And it's the perfect thing to wear with like a t-shirt, denim. It's very much my everyday style, but it smells expensive and smells luxe. And that's the reason why I can just see myself making that my everyday signature fragrance. So Parle-moi de Parfum, Tomboy Neroli is definitely on my list. Number two is a designer fragrance, and it is Michael Kors Wonderlust. I have mentioned this before. It's a lovely, lovely fragrance, I think, especially for spring and summer. I smelled it in a sample from Vogue magazine, and I didn't expect it to smell like anything I would like. The advertisement had like Gigi Hadid playing on the beach, and I'm just not, I wouldn't say my style is anything like sort of like what Gigi models for, or a lot of, I don't know, it looked like athletic and sporty and beachy, which I suppose as a person I can be, but I just thought it was gonna smell, I don't know, maybe like some of the Lacoste fragrances, just something sporty. I don't know why. Gigi Hadid is just like, she gives me sporty vibes for some reason, but it's amazing. It's feminine and creamy, and it's just so delicious. Hello, Mochi. And it's lovely. The only reason I haven't gotten it for myself is because I was gonna buy it at CVS with some coupons I had, and they didn't have Wonderlust. They had all of the other Michael Kors fragrances and not Wonderlust. So at some point I'll probably place an order for it, but I really love that fragrance, and I think it's appropriate for many different occasions. So Michael Kors Wonderlust is definitely on my list. My next one is just something I have loved since last fall. I could just die thinking about this fragrance. I have a little bit left in my tiny little sample I got from Bloomingdale's, and I don't want to use it because I'm just sad. But it is Oud Bouquet by Lancome, and it's from one of Lancome's, it's from their like exclusive line. I'm not sure what the line is called, but it's gorgeous, and I had no idea the line existed. I was just browsing through Bloomingdale's, and I saw the bottles, and they were stunning. They had their own little area, and I realized while smelling them that they were Lancome. And so I picked up Oud Bouquet as a sample, and then another oud, I think, because I was really feeling oudy that day. And another oud was great, but something about Oud Bouquet was right up my alley. It was this beautiful girly, sweet, almost sweet like candy floral, and that strong, mysterious, sexy oud, and the combination on my skin is just intoxicating, and it lasts. I mean, on my trench coat that I sprayed it on originally, it stayed for like a week. It was crazy. So it's not cheap, but Oud Bouquet by Lancome is just magic, and it will be in my collection someday. All right, so this next one gave me a similar reaction to Tomboy Neroli, which is when I smelled it, I think I kind of went and just closed my eyes, and I think my eyes rolled into the back of my head. This is Mancera Instant Crush. This fragrance, oh my goodness. I smelled it at this perfume shop in Beverly Hills that I love while I was working at a theater in Beverly Hills this winter. I was so lucky, right around the corner I could just walk and smell all these perfumes on my dinner break. And that is often what I would do. And I smelled Instant Crush because the name was cute, you know, whatever. And it surprised me. It's really, really, many would find it very masculine. But I think if you wear fragrances by Montal or Mancera, it's not necessarily masculine, rather than it's very like carnal. It's loud and it's in your face, but it is addictive and sexy and confident and powerful. It is a Leo woman. It is like me at my most confident, feeling good. I'll talk up anybody in the room. It is me at my most confident self. And I haven't worn it in the spring and summer, but it was a beautiful fall and winter fragrance. I got a little sample, and that fragrance is incredible. So absolutely, at some point, Instant Crush by Mancera will be in my collection, mark my words. All right, the next one is another one I smelled when I was in Bloomingdale's. And so Bond number 9, those bottles and their collection, it always overwhelms me because the bottles, the shape of the bottles, it's the same throughout the whole line and every fragrance they have. And the artwork is what's different on the bottle, the colors and everything. But I find that, to me, the color of the bottles or the artwork on the bottles, it doesn't always match the fragrance, which is fine. It's kind of cool. It's art in itself, but it gets a little overwhelming. And there are, like, I don't know, probably 40, 50, 60 fragrances, it looks like, that they have when I go to the Bond number 9 area in Bloomingdale's. So I don't know, it can be kind of overwhelming, but I saw this line that looked sort of, it sort of looked like Middle Eastern artwork. It was something different about the bottles. They were jewel tones, and they had gold, and red in the past year or two has become my power color. I'm kind of obsessed with red. And so I reached for the red bottle because I'm like, well, I'll just try this one because at least the bottle's pretty. And it is a powerful oud. It's just beautiful. And talk about lasting. That one probably lasted on my clothes that I sprayed it on for a week and a half. It is insane. Now, it's from their Dubai collection, and it's called Dubai Ruby. So I would venture to guess that the Dubai line contains all notes of oud, because that's a Middle Eastern note. It's very popular in the Middle East. So maybe it's different takes on oud, but I know that the one I picked up was ruby, and I happened to love that one, and it was just kind of coincidence. But you know, I tried it back in the fall, so I can't even pinpoint notes or anything right now, but I just know it really made me feel powerful. It smelled expensive. I felt like a queen wearing it. So the first fragrance I ever pick up from Bond number 9, I don't own anything from them right now, it's gonna be Dubai Ruby. Another one you guys have heard me talk about if you are not new to my channel is Rêve d'Infini by Lalique. And I did not expect to like this fragrance. There was a Lalique Amethyst, I think, sample, and unfortunately I was ignorant and I sprayed it in the air and I didn't like it, and I didn't try it on my skin because I'm realizing, obviously people know this, but truly you've got to try it on your skin. Like, even if you hate it in the bottle, just try it. And I didn't. So I know a lot of people like Amethyst. sprayed in the air and in the tester I really didn't like it, but maybe one day I'll try it on my skin and I will like it. But Rêve d'Infini was another sample I got. A friend happened to give me some perfume samples from her aunt that she didn't want, and she knew I loved fragrance, so it was a bag full of samples, and a lot of them were Lalique. And I just happened to be smelling through my samples because I wanted to get rid of some of them. I had so many, and I sprayed it and I was like, and then I was like, why did I write this off? This is amazing. It's sparkly. I want to say it's like peach. To me, it smells like, one time when I was in France, the first bottle of wine I ever bought myself, or I probably didn't buy it for myself, I think my mom and my brother, we were all getting wine, but it was like peach wine or peach sparkling rosé or something like that, and it was like €4, and I wanted that one obviously because at the time I was like 19 or 20, legal in France, but I wanted something sweet and fun. So it reminds me of that peach wine. That's exactly what it reminds me of, is sparkling peach wine, and then also sexy cologne. I don't know, it's like a combo of really sparkly, light, feminine notes, and then this strong, sexy, confident base, and it's stunning. And I don't think it's very expensive, so at some point, again, like Wonderlust, I will place an order. That's not one that's gonna be like a crazy amount of time saving up for or preparing to buy, but yeah, I have the sample and I use it, I would say, about twice a week. I'm gonna run out soon, but Rêve d'Infini by Lalique is just beautiful. Beautiful everyday fragrance that I would carry into dinner and a classy night out. All right, the next one is actually gonna be a 2-for-1 because my brother has the same vice as me, sort of. Well, besides, he's really into watches and very into wine, and yeah, so he's a watch collector and a wine collector, and a sneaker collector, but he's also a perfume collector. And so the other day I was over there, he was telling me, I asked him what perfumes he's been wearing or colognes. So he has this whole table set up in his closet that is his cologne area, and we smelled every one of them. It was so fun. I'm just like, we are related. We were just both smelling cologne. He was like, try this one, combine this one. We were having a great time. So it turns out he has the same addiction as me when it comes to fragrance. Oh my gosh, if I knew more about men's fragrances, or, you know, I lived with him, I would do reviews of all his, you guys would die to see the collection. Oh my God, brands I haven't even heard of. Speaking of which, one of those houses that I was introduced to by my brother is Vilhelm Perfumery, and I don't know, maybe you guys have heard of this. I hadn't. I'm in love, and the bottles are gorgeous too, but he had several that I was smelling, and my favorite was Dirty Velvet, definitely, and then Dear Polly was really struck me as well. I think that's a black tea fragrance. So for me, when I smell them, they're hard to put their finger on. I believe most of them are unisex, because I was like, well, I would wear this too. Who's this targeted towards? Because it's really dead in the middle. And I think with your body chemistry, they could go either way, but I don't also mind smelling like I'm wearing men's cologne. It's totally fine, but they are just really so complex. You can tell they're so meticulously put together and conceived, and I was just really impressed. And plus, I just think the bottles are absolutely beautiful. So Dirty Velvet and Dear Polly by Vilhelm Perfumery, definitely on my list. This next one is one I'm sure most of you guys know. It is a designer fragrance that is very popular, and it is Giorgio Armani C Fiori. And so C, my mom has been wearing C for a long time. We discovered it together, I think about 5 years ago or something. Maybe it's been longer, oh my God. But C Fiori came out recently, in the past couple years, maybe 2 years, I wanna say. It's good. I love a sweet candied flower fragrance, and to me that is C Fiori. It's floral, but it's not heady cutting floral, because I can't wear that. I'll get a migraine. It sort of reminds me of that sweetness that is in Oud Bouquet that I mentioned by Lancome. It's just almost grapey, that grapey floral, you know what I'm talking about, where it's syrupy, it's the closest thing to making a floral a gourmand, and it's creamy and it's so lovely on the skin and feminine, and it's just enough that people will notice you're wearing a perfume and you'll be complimented, but it's not loud. It's so elegant and so beautiful, and I would wear that to a nice brunch or lunch or a day out in the city, a super elegant day. When I want to feel really beautiful, I would wear that, and the sample I loved so much. And definitely for me, as it stands, Fiori is something I would wear at my wedding. What wedding? Not engaged, but I'm just saying it is very bridal to me. Or even as a bridesmaid. I'm going to be a bridesmaid in all my best friends' weddings coming up. They're all engaged. And so whenever we can have those weddings, that's totally something I would wear, would be Fiori. It's a total wedding, bridal, romantic, love, beautiful fragrance. I love it. I can't wait to have it as a part of my collection. All right, so everybody on YouTube talks about Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And yes, it's a great fragrance. It's addictive, it's sexy, it's you know, it's one of a kind. You might be like, Ariana Grande clad, but no, it's one of a kind. But when I was at, I think, Neiman Marcus in New York City shopping with a friend a couple months ago, we were just kind of window shopping in the beauty section for hours. We had a really good time. Shout out to my friend Megan, if you're watching this. I stopped by, they had a whole counter for Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and I realized Francis Kurkdjian was the nose behind one of my favorite orange blossom perfumes that I got in France at a pharmacy. It was super cheap. It's Roger et Gaillet. I want to say he is the nose behind their fragrances. Their orange blossom fragrance is just truly one of my favorites. So it made a ton of sense when I was like, I know this isn't that expensive, but it is just so good. And he was the nose. So my number one on my list from Maison Francis Kurkdjian is Gentle Fluidity Gold. It just is a beautiful, sexy skin scent to me, better than skin. And it's kind of one of those that could morph to any occasion. That would definitely be the first one that I would get, especially because everybody has Baccarat Rouge at this point. I mean, not everybody, but everybody wants it, right? I would like it, but I'm not really sure that with it being this popular, it's kind of like how I feel with Santal 33. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm dying for that fragrance in my collection too. I feel like I do have things that give me that same energy, but Gentle Fluidity Gold, beautiful. It just made me feel so lovely in my skin and so warm, and it's very womanly and very comforting. So that is my definite number one on my wish list from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. The last of this list is, a fragrance that is so dear to my heart, and that is Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Guerlain. It's from another one of their exclusive lines. I never know these names of these exclusive lines, but they're tall, they're like this, they're in a beautiful gold bottle. You can either use it with a sprayer, or they have that, I don't claim to be a perfume expert, guys. I forget what it's called, but the little, oh, is it just called an atomizer? Yeah. So anyway, you can put an atomizer on it, which is how I like to use mine. It was a gift from my brother. We bought it at the Guerlain shop on Champs-Élysées when we were in Paris. He bought my mom one. He bought himself a perfume that he actually had when he was showing me my collection. He saves it for special occasions, and I smelled it and it's just great. I chose Spiritueuse Double Vanille because at the time, I think I was 19 or 20, but I've always loved, I mean, vanilla, sure, I love my orange blossom, but vanilla is just, it always wins. Like I'll say vanilla can hardly do any wrong. And I loved it. I mean, I knew it was a safe bet for me because it was vanilla, and the woman who helped me was it was so fun. I mean, I spent probably 30-40 minutes picking it out because they're not cheap. So I told her my taste, she lined up things. I remember there was one with leather that was really cool, but I just knew I wanted to get one that really felt like me. And Spiritueuse Double Vanille was just kind of, it's warm, gourmand, almost creme brulee vanilla. And then there's, I think this is why I'm obsessed with like cigarette notes in perfume. To me, I feel like there's tobacco in there because it smells cigarette-y, tobacco. I don't know, that perfume will always have such meaning to me, because after we bought that, we had a couple more days, I think another week or something in France, and I wore it every day. It reminds me of my hotel room. It reminds me of the times spent with my mom and brother and my friend Bernadette when I visited her and went out with her for a night in Paris. And it just was like, I felt like, you know, a grown-up. So for me, it's a very sentimental fragrance, but it's also just a beautiful, stunning fragrance that I got endless compliments on. My mom was obsessed with it. She still mentions it to this day. She's like, that perfume you got in Paris was so special. She got a different one. I'm trying to think what she got. I can't remember, but she loved that, and she loved it on me. So it really is one of the most me fragrances that I've ever had. So you can tell it's so dear to me, and it's so special. So I will definitely get it again. That is Guerlain Spiritueuse Double Vanille. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your top 10 list down below, and maybe we have some in common, or if you've smelled any that I mentioned. Actually, a lot of these are kind of like niche-y. That's kind of cool. Okay, well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you in my next one. Love you guys very much. Mwah! Bye, guys.